Kim Joy's Magic Bakery.
All right, ready? Welcome back to the table. Tonight I have the specialist of guests. Yes, this is my wife, Elisha. And we decided today, we played this game earlier today, and then we were planning on making dinner tonight and dessert, but we really decided that we're going to play dessert. Play dessert?
Play dessert now.
Make dessert. After we played this game. What did you think of this game earlier?
I liked it. I thought it was super cute and fun. It was pretty simple to play. It's pretty cute.
Yeah, and you don't even know the name of the game yet, except the thumbnail probably said it. This is Kim Joy's Magical Bakery, or Magic Bakery. Kim Joy, if you're not familiar, we were kind of familiar, but then we went and looked to see if we could watch episodes of The Great British Bake Off.
I am a fan of the show. I like to watch it. I've seen it. I want Mary Berry to come over to my house and tell me that my food is scrummy.
How many seasons have you seen?
All of them.
All of the seasons. All of them except for the one with Kim Joy.
I
because
know,
it's not
I
on
have
Netflix.
seen her.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Okay.
It's just not on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix.
Not at the moment, so.
Anyway, we played this earlier, and it's all about baking, of course, and it's super cute and adorable. And we're gonna make, I don't think it's in a recipe in the game, but we're gonna make strawberry shortcake after dinner. And if it turns out well, we will put some photos at least, or maybe some video.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be delicious. Mary Berry would call it scrummy.
No, it's not. It's not exactly from scratch, probably, but you know, it's okay. That's our style.
We're fine.
So anyway, Kim Joy's Magical Bakery. This is how you play. This is a co-op game. So no matter how many players are playing, you're working together to fulfill these customer orders out here. The first one we have up here is Millionaire's Shortbread. And what you're going to be doing is collecting ingredients, making layers, and then using those layers and ingredients in some cases to fulfill these customer orders. For instance, the Millionaire's Shortbread wants biscuit, butter, chocolate, and sugar. Now, biscuit is a layer, and it's going to take eggs, flour, and sugar. So you can see there's effectively layers to the game. In fact, you have to have these ingredients to make the biscuit, but then you just have to have some extra ingredients to finish that off. Once you do, you can make that. But all the while, from round to round, these are going to be moving down, and once it moves off the third space, this customer goes unfulfilled, and we don't want that.
No.
So we want to serve as many customers as possible, but we're actually playing a scenario, and that's one of the cool things about this game. It has scenarios. So we're playing scenario 1, which is called Cat Wants to Be Petted?
Petted.
Cat wants to be petted, right?
Meow.
Meow. So this is kind of cool because it introduces some interesting concepts. Each scenario has a different thing going on that makes things a little bit more challenging. This cat, for instance, is going to be moving around, but I'm going to let Elisha tell you the whole story about this scenario.
All right, so scenario 1. The cat wants to be petted, right? Meow. Good morning. It's as warm as a hot buttered crumpet when you and Kim Joy open your bakery for business. She's trusting you and your friends to take care of the bakery while she's out whipping up some business. You've barely gotten your first batch of biscuits into the oven when a dapper tuxedo cat struts through the bakery window. Meow, they declare, flopping belly up into an open countertop right as you hear the bell ring at the front of the store. It sounds like you've got your first customer. The cat wiggles a little, daring you to look away. You're going to have to pet this cat if you want to get any work done today.
You know, first off, it sounds a little unsanitary to me.
Right.
Like the cat is literally going to be on the ingredients. So I'm going to read the cat card here. Setup. Place this card sideways so that it covers 2 stacks of layers. So effectively, we're going to choose where we want to put this. I'm not sure if we're supposed to have done this before we see this, but we're going to look at the Millionaire's Shortbread first so we don't cover up what we need. Obviously, we don't want to cover up the biscuit.
We're going to game the game a little bit, and we're not going to cover our biscuit.
Yeah, so
maybe over yonder.
Maybe over there. But the other thing we need to know is there's a special action. So during this scenario, in addition to the main actions, which I'll go over in a second, the special action is move the cat 1 space to the left or right. So if we have it here on the jam and sponge, we could move it as an action to the sponge and the creme pat. Or over to the pastry and the jam. So where do we want to put it to start with?
I would say just throw it over here.
So we're going to put it on the sponge and the creme pat. So here are the actions you can take. Now we're playing a 2-player game. obviously.
1, 2.
So on your turn, you can do 3 actions in a 2-player game, and they can be any of these things, and you can do them in any order, and you can do more than one of them. One of them is take a card from the pantry. So you simply just take, say, this butter right here, and then you're going to refill it immediately. The next one is to pass a card to another player. So if you're looking at your cards and you realize, okay, I'm not going to be able to fulfill the millionaire shortbread, but if we do things just right, I might be able to give you this so that she can on her turn.
Right.
So you can do that. You can bake a layer. This is where you're going to be handing in some of your ingredients to effectively just take one of these cards. When you hand in your ingredients, you're going to put them here in the discard pile and then take that card from the layers into your hand. The next one is to fulfill a customer order. This is pretty much like making a layer, but it's for this whole thing. So you hand in the layer card that you need and the ingredients cards. Again, putting those where they need to go, and then fulfilling this, just placing it off to the side. That's one customer down. And then finally, you can refresh this pantry. The pantry is all these cards on display here. As an action, we can get rid of all of those, put them in the discard pile, and get 5 new ingredients out.
Right.
And then, of course, the special action, which is to move the cat. Now, there's one other thing on the cat, and you can't see it here on this millionaire shortbread, but some of the desserts or customers that are being served here are going to have a garnish opportunity, which is a special, usually chocolate is what we saw, at least in the first time we played.
Chocolate or fruit or something.
Or fruit. Mm-hmm. So there's a garnish. And if you are also able to add the garnish, we can trigger a special power where, in this case, it allows us to move the cat any distant, not just one. So we may be able to look at some of the other customers that come out and move it where we need it to be so that we have access to the layers that we need. But that's effectively how you play.
Right.
And the first player is the person who last baked something. Now, truth be told, I did make breakfast this morning, and I didn't bake any baked goods, but the way we make bacon,
technically,
I used the oven to make our bacon. I don't know if that's
a trick I taught him, by the way.
It is a trick she taught me. I used to you do it in the microwave or in a pan, but the oven's the way to go. Trust me on this. But even though that's the case, she's probably the last one who made maybe baked goods. I'm not
Probably.
sure. But regardless, she's going to go first. And it's a co-op. So there's really not much limitation on what we can do in terms of talking to each other. We can share each other what we have in our hands. I have 2 sugar and a butter.
So I have flour, eggs, and chocolate. So I've got a variety here.
And we're looking to make biscuit.
And we're looking to make a biscuit and have those other ingredients.
So what did you say you had?
I have flour, eggs, and chocolate. So
so you need sugar.
I do need sugar, but if I'm going first, I can pull a sugar as my first action. And I can then, as my second action, I can go ahead and make biscuit with eggs, flour, and sugar.
Nice.
Turn those in. I'm going to go ahead take a biscuit for my second action. And so that's going to leave then butter, and then, because I have chocolate.
Oh, you do have chocolate.
I do, yes. So I would need butter and an additional sugar in order to make the millionaire shortbread. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take a butter. Since butter seems to be plenty.
Well, I'm going to then set you up to fulfill the millionaire shortbread on your turn.
All right.
And then I guess maybe just gather some ingredients. Let's see here. So what do you need?
I need the sugar.
Okay, well, here's the sugar.
That's
so
one
my first action is to give her sugar. My second action, like I'm kind of flying blind right here because we don't have any other customers. And just so you know, if you don't fulfill a customer, you'll see this in a second, more customers come out. This is almost like a conveyor belt that you need to like frantically try to make sure and fulfill. So we're going to have a little bit more information starting in the second round.
But while there's ingredients out, you can always just anticipate.
I think I'm going to take, a range.
I feel like chocolate's a good thing to take.
Yeah, I'm going to take chocolate, and I don't have any eggs. Although there's lots of eggs, right? I'm going to take flour.
All right. So then, that's 3 actions for you?
That is 3 actions. So it is back to you, but before it goes back to her, that's the end of a round.
Right.
Right? So the first thing we do is we move this millionaire shortbread down and make room for crumpets. Crumpets is a recipe of butter, eggs, and flour. Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't have eggs, but I can get the eggs.
I thought you picked picked up eggs.
No, I picked up flour instead.
Okay, all right.
Get that
And
done,
it's
too.
got a garnish for jam, which also has the special action. So if we were to make crumpets with the ingredients and add the garnish of jam, which is a layer,
We can move the cat.
then we can move
However,
the cat
yeah,
wherever we want. And just so you know, there is no limit to your hand size unless the scenario dictates otherwise.
Yeah, and we're actually going to talk about some of the other scenarios. We won't play anymore, but I do want to tell you about some of them because they're pretty cool.
Right.
So that is back to you.
Okay.
So top of the order.
So, all right. So what do I got? So I've got the 4 ingredients to make the Millionaire Shortbread. So I'm going to go ahead and turn in those items, discard, and I'm going to return the biscuit to the stack here. And then I'm going to go ahead and fulfill the Millionaire Shortbread.
All right, so
That's
got
one.
down. That's just one action.
I know.
So wait a minute here. So is there anything you could do? Because I don't know that I'm going to be able to fulfill that. But could you start to get ready to fulfill crumpets?
So what is it that you have?
I have flour.
Okay.
I have butter.
Okay, so you would
I don't
need
have
eggs.
eggs, and I clearly
You
don't
do
have
need,
jam.
I know. We need fruit to come out.
But I have sugar. So you
do.
could wipe. Although
But we
I need the eggs. I need the eggs.
So I'm going to go ahead for second action. I'm going to pull some eggs. Ooh.
Oh, okay, so we need to talk about this for a
we do
second.
need to stop.
So in this entire deck, we have one Helpful Duck card. The Helpful Duck is basically a wild that can be used as any ingredient. It cannot be used as a layer, but it can be used as any of these ingredients that we might need. So we definitely don't want to wipe.
No, not anymore.
But do we want you to have the Helpful? Probably, because
You'll be able to pick up another egg.
Yeah,
and then I might be able to just hand this to you. I mean, I've
something
already
like
done my
that.
second action here. So picking up the wild card essentially would be my third action. So I wouldn't be able to hand it to you.
No.
So we would still have another round where things would have to come back.
Yeah, why don't you take that?
Okay.
And then I'll go. And
All
you'll
right.
have that for when it comes back to you.
Fair
so
enough.
This comes back. All right, so I'm after the crumpets. I've got the butter, the flour, and I can take the eggs. So I'm going to take the eggs as one,
Okay.
right?
Go ahead and replace this. More eggs.
More eggs. I can't make the jam because we have no fruit.
Right, but I do have this that I could hand you.
Is it
'Cause-
fruit? Oh,
it's the
duck.
wild.
Oh, but that would be on your turn. So here's what I'm
Right.
going to do. We'll do it in reverse.
Okay.
I'm going to set you up. I think we should wipe and try to get some fruit out here. Is this my second action?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
We
second
talk too
action
much,
is
we
a lot
lose
of talk.
track.
We
Yeah, I know.
will try to slow that down. So I'm gonna discard that and bring out. Come on, we're looking for fruit. We're not looking for more butter and eggs. Oh, come on. Do you think it's fruit?
Nope.
Oh no.
Knew it.
Okay, so I'm not gonna waste another turn doing that. Although there's probably fruit in the next set.
Probably.
You need sugar
Yeah,
for your jam. There's sugar.
Okay.
So now you could make the jam,
I could. And then I could hand that
and
to
then you could get it to. Yeah, there we go.
Boom.
See, that was our plan all along, everybody.
We didn't need those new cards. So, round over.
Oh, yeah,
We're going to scoot this over, and we're going to get a new one.
Chocolate chip scones
Hmm.
and a little, what is that, a koala? It looks kind of,
Yes.
it's a pink koala, but a koala nonetheless.
Got
and
it.
he loves scones.
Ooh, and you have chocolate, don't you?
I have chocolate. I don't have pastry though. Pastry's going to take
Ooh.
butter and flour, although we can make that. We're in pretty good shape.
Great
we need
shape.
fruit so badly.
I know, but I do have the helpful duck. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that
To make
to
the
make
jam.
the jam. So, I'm going to take that as one action.
That's one.
All right, and then 2, I'm going to go ahead and hand it to you.
Give me the jam. Okay, we're good on the crumpets then.
Yep, and then for pastry, I'm going to go ahead and I will take a butter since there's only one of those in preparation. Yep, that's fine. And then that's
Was
it.
that it? Was that
That's
3
3 for me. You need to
You know, we
fulfill.
talked about this before we started recording. We got so focused on wanting to get that garnish, but there's really no point in getting the garnish
But it
right
feels so good.
now.
getting
It does
the
feel
garnish.
good. It feels like we're doing it extra, a little
know.
extra. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Crumpets. So butter, eggs,
Butter,
and
eggs,
flour,
flour.
right there. That's going to go in the discard pile.
With a little
And
jam.
with a jam garnish. Crumpets are done.
Excellent.
I'm going to set those right here.
And we can move that anywhere we want.
Oh yeah, but where do we want to move it? Because we got a pastry to
We
make.
do need a pastry.
And I think maybe just here.
Maybe. I mean, we can only, we could do more since we did it as a special
Or we could go
action.
down to icing and biscuit. But I'm thinking,
I whatever
just feel
comes
these
out
are
next, I know. Okay, so we're going to do that.
knows?
It's going to give us some variety.
Do you have butter and flour?
I need flour, but there's a lot of flour here.
Is that all you need?
Yeah.
Do you have chocolate?
I have butter. I have no chocolate.
I'm going to give you my chocolate.
Okay, that's 2.
And then I'm going to go ahead and just take some eggs.
Okay.
Just to be safe.
And let's hope some fruit pops up.
It's not. It's
Dang it.
butter-flavored fruit.
The best kind.
Now it's back to you, right?
Yes.
So chocolate chip scones comes down.
Yep. What do we
Next
got?
up, this is the 3 cards, so this is probably going to be hard.
Ooh.
It requires chocolate, creme pat, boom,
And sponge.
and
But
sponge.
if we fulfill this, then we can move that guy over.
Yeah, and remember, we can always just move this guy over 1 if we need to.
Right.
Anyway.
As one of our 3 actions, we can move this guy 1 space versus where this, we can then move him however many spaces we want.
Yeah, I'm thinking we want to get this pastry taken care of and then
Yes.
move him over
Agree.
1.
I agree.
And you're able to make that
I
pastry?
am, because I have the chocolate, and then I have I need to pick up butter. I need to pick up
there's
flour.
one
That's
action.
1. Butter and flour to make pastry.
That's 2.
And then I'm going to do chocolate and pastry without the garnish
Yeah.
to go ahead and make the scones.
Okay, we're doing all right.
We are doing okay.
We're
So
doing
there's that.
okay. And that was
then-
3.
Right, so that was 3, but I didn't do the garnish. That was it.
Yeah. So now over to me. So I've got
Let's
to...
replenish this first. Oof, more
We
flour.
need fruit. Actually, we
do.
don't need fruit right now.
No.
Do you have chocolate?
No, I just spent it.
What do you have, eggs?
I just have eggs.
That's all I have.
We have a lot of eggs.
We have a lot of eggs. I don't know what the distribution of cards is in here, but the first time we played,
David
there seems
shuffles.
to be a lot of eggs and butter. And I did shuffle a lot,
I know, you shuffled them all back together.
but we had some displays filled with eggs and butter. So there's going to be a lot of cholesterol in our veins. All right, so my go. I'm going to take
butter.
the butter. Come on,
More flour?
Oh, man, we got
I
flour.
feel like you need to do a wash.
Yeah, we don't need flour really for anything.
No.
What's on the sponge? That's got to be flour.
Of course.
I'm going to take a flour.
Take a flour and then maybe wash.
Well, unless this is something good.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to wash. So, things are going to start to get a little frantic here. I'm going to wash this as my 3rd action.
Better be good.
Butter, sugar, eggs. At least it's a variety so far.
Finally.
More sugar, and our friend flour. So that's my turn.
That's
Oh,
the round,
yeah,
right?
That is the round. Oh my gosh.
They go quickly.
So by the way, we didn't say this, but we play until all 7 of these customers are either fulfilled and or unfulfilled. So once
Right.
we've run through all these cards, we just see how well we scored compared to the scenario. Raspberry pavlova. Am I pronouncing that right?
Sounds right.
This takes eggs, fruit, and sugar, and it has a cute little, is that a penguin?
Penguin.
Penguin sitting on top. A lot of animals mixed with food in this
adorable.
game. It is adorable, but like I said earlier, a little unsanitary. It's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. What do I have? I'm going to need butter and sugar.
Well, I guess the good thing about that raspberry pavlova, there's no layers.
Right?
It's just straight up ingredients.
Straight up. In the event we find a fruit.
Yeah.
We do have to find
And we
a
already
fruit.
used the helpful duck, so
Yep.
he ain't coming out to
Nope.
help.
So, all right. So then I'm going to turn in these.
Oh, what's that for?
Because I took 2 ingredients, so that's 1, 2, and then I'm going to turn in for 3 and make a creme pat.
Oh, okay. That was 3.
That's it.
We need to make that sponge, right?
Correct.
And sponge, I'm going to peek here. What's it take? Oh my gosh, it takes
A lot of things.
Sugar, flour, eggs, butter. I just need the sugar. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 1 action to move the cat
Got it.
here.
Got it.
Then I'm going to take sugar.
Yep. And that's the only thing you need.
Yep. And then I'm going to trade in all of those to get a sponge.
Okay.
So now I have the sponge. You have the creme pat.
I do.
And we need chocolate.
Boom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But I can't get this to you, so
No.
maybe you feed me
Got it.
on the next turn, because
So-
he's about to go off. He's about to
Next round.
go unfulfilled.
Let's got it. We got it. We got it. Cocoa creme. We got you.
Cocoa creme donuts. Those sound delicious. Profiteroles?
Profiteroles.
Profiteroles.
I mean,
We totally didn't look up on Google how to pronounce that.
no,
before
not at all. We
recorded.
totally knew all the time.
So we just know. But profiteroles takes chocolate, creme pat, and pastry. Ooh,
Whew,
that's a lot of layers.
that's a lot of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to start my turn since we need to get this taken care of.
Yeah, we need that chocolate.
I know, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw chocolate.
Okay.
I'm going to refresh this. And then I'm going to, for my second and third action, I'm going to give you my creme pat and my chocolate. So that way you can take care of it on your turn.
So it's my turn.
Yes.
I am going to hand in the sponge, creme pat, and chocolate. Chocolate goes here. Sponge goes back here. Creme pat goes back here. To make the cocoa cream donuts, we're doing pretty good.
Pretty
We
good.
already got 4. Spoiler alert, that's not bad. That was my first action, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so what do we need?
So
Are we both
I'm
cardless?
out, yes.
Oh boy.
So, oh gosh.
Eggs,
So sugar.
I'm going to take eggs.
Uh-huh. You might as well. And then take
And
sugar.
I'm going to take sugar. Come on, fruit.
Fruit!
It's got to be fruit. Oh, more chocolate. There's got to be so much fruit in here.
I know. We need for the profiteroles.
Yeah.
So.
It would be a shame if we didn't make the profiteroles since we learned how to pronounce it and everything.
Exactly. All right. So end of a round.
That was the end of a
Oh
round.
gosh. Okay. So here we go. One more.
So
Last one.
if we don't make the raspberry pavlova this round, that little penguin is going to go unfulfilled.
Oh.
But the next thing is a Swiss roll, which is what
Jam
is it?
and
It's kind of
sponge.
like a Hostess ho ho, right?
Right.
A little bit. So jam. Oh, jam and sponge.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of making.
That's a lot of layers.
So we got a few rounds here to get that done.
Okay. Okay. So my turn.
Which one of these do we want to try for? Because I'm not sure we're gonna get all 6 of or all 3 of those.
I know. We're still gonna have to make sponge. Making the jam, that's gonna take fruit and sugar. Fruit we don't have. Fruit we need here. So it's like
Fruit's bound to come out though. I'm thinking we're gonna start to see a lot of fruit.
It better. So here's the thing though, is that I'm gonna need eggs and sugar in order to start the creme pat if I'm gonna do it. But I mean, are we just gonna like forget the profiteroles? Because it seems like a lot to fulfill that I just don't know we're gonna do.
Yeah, since we have so few cards in our hand,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah, start collecting some things that would maybe work for both. So the sponge is going to take what?
Eggs,
Butter.
sugar,
there's no
flour.
butter.
I mean, I could.
Get the eggs for sure.
I mean, I should probably just take 3 things right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. Woo! That's okay.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That's all right.
That's all
Okay.
right. So you're set.
I'm set.
So
You're
was her
set.
action. She's got a pantry full of things now. It was empty before. I, on my turn, am definitely going to take one of these fruits.
And take care of the
Fill up.
pavlova.
Oh, see, what did I say?
See,
All the fruit.
all your shuffling.
And I did shuffle. I shuffled really well. So I'm going to make the raspberry pavlova because it's eggs, fruit, and sugar. These are all going to go here. And boom, raspberry pavlova. We're killing it. We didn't do
so that
quite
was
this well.
1, 2, right?
That was 1, 2. I took the fruit.
Okay.
I fulfilled that.
I mean, do you want to? So what are we gonna try?
Well,
We're gonna need.
you have what
I have
you were
3 out
headed
of 4.
towards this,
I need
right?
butter for that.
Oh, you need butter?
I need butter for the sponge, but for the jam, we're gonna need fruit and sugar.
I think you might be able to make it.
So you made 2 things, right?
I did 2 things.
Okay. So
Should
why
I
don't you take a sugar? Because then next time you can maybe take a fruit because I can make the sponge and then hand you the fruit.
Okay, I'm going to take the sugar.
Okay.
So that's the end of the round, right?
Yes.
So these are going to move down.
I feel like profiteroles isn't gonna happen.
Profiteroles is probably not going to happen.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Sorry, little. What is that, by the way? That looks like a person.
A pig?
Oh, it is a pig. It's a little pig.
Okay.
Well, you're not going to get your profiteroles.
See?
Man, look at all the
Yeah.
fruit.
Uh-huh.
All right, it is
All
your
right.
turn.
I'm going to pick up some butter for one.
Now, what can you make? The sponge?
The sponge. Of course I can make the sponge. I'm going to make the sponge with all of these ingredients.
Nice.
Turn that in.
And will you just need jam?
I just need jam.
You need one
so
more
that was
thing, right?
1, 2. Yeah, and then I'm going to go ahead and I will bump this for 3.
Nice. That was good thinking, actually.
Okay. So then that way.
Now it's my turn?
Yep.
All right, so now I have access to the jam. I have
Right.
the sugar. So one, I'm going to take this fruit. Then I'm going to hand in the fruit and the sugar to take the jam. And guess what I'm going to do with the jam?
Ooh, hand it over.
I'll give you the jam. So let's refill this, even though it's pointless. Now, that's the end of the round, so sorry, profiteroles.
Aww.
You're going to be the only discarded customer. The Swiss rolls come down.
Okay.
And now it is your turn to wrap it all up.
Woo! I'm going to use my jam and sponge to make my Swiss roll.
We killed
Whoops.
it.
I twirled that a bit.
So, all right, so now here's what you do. I'm going to bring these down. Here's the ones that we fulfilled. This is good, I'm going to tell you. So now we can take a look at this card here. The scenario card at the bottom has a goal, and the different scenarios have different goals. This is basically how you can rate your performance. We needed to complete 3 or fulfill 3 customers to get a star, 4 customers to get 2 stars, 5 to get 3 stars, and we did
6.
6.
Crushing it.
Because that's how we roll. Yeah, so that's pretty good. We did not do quite this well when we played earlier. I think we did 4 or 5.
We did 5. We did 5.
And the scenarios get a little more challenging, potentially. This is the first scenario, and they tell you to start there. You can just keep playing this, and we can play scenario 2, 3, 4. I'm going to give you a sneak peek at some of these scenarios. If you don't want this spoiled, then don't. But the game is meant to be played. You can play it in order, or you can just randomly pull a scenario so that you really don't know what's coming up. But you've got this sugar and spice and get out of there, mice. We read this earlier, and what it does is every time you fulfill a customer, you take all of the ingredients rows that are in this row, shuffle them up, and put them in face down.
You have everything in your pantry.
You're blindly taking stuff out of your pantry. Now, when you take something blind, when it gets refilled face up. But then again, when you fulfill the next customer, everything's going to get shuffled and flipped over again. So it just makes things a little bit more challenging, but at least you're not messing with that cat. Then you've got the fox has picked the locks. Remove all eggs from the pantry deck.
What?
And set them aside. That's during setup, so no eggs. So, yeah, no eggs.
So how are you supposed to get eggs?
Special action. Trade any matching pair of cards for an egg from the fox's stash.
Wow.
That's kind of cool, but man.
That would be tough.
That would be rough, and it's still 3, 4, and 5. That sounds a lot harder, for sure. Anyway, so there's 10 different scenarios on here. So you could play this one. It's a pretty fast-playing game. It'd probably be even faster than what you saw here because we were kind of narrating. But you could probably play a few games of this pretty quickly. It is super cute and super adorable, and we thought after we played it today and we decided we're going to be making dinner, we're hopefully going to be cooperating as much in the kitchen. Maybe. Do you feel like we typically cooperate in the kitchen? Usually it's like you're doing it or I'm doing it.
Right, because you're very particular on things that don't matter. And I'm just trying to get some stuff done.
Huh. I wonder how I would describe it. Do you think maybe I shouldn't describe my perspective on things?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I will say that when she's in the kitchen doing her thing, it is maybe challenging to help because sometimes, like, you kind of want help the way you want help. And if I'm not helping that way,
you're just in the way.
And then I'm in the way.
That's true.
And oftentimes, I'll go in there and maybe want to give her a kiss on the cheek.
Right. It's like, oh, I'm in the middle of a thing, trying not to burn another thing. And he's like, oh, let me love on you. And it's like, I am busy, sir.
And it's all worth it. But tonight, we're going to cooperate making dinner first. Then after dinner, we're going to make that strawberry shortcake.
Ooh, I can't wait.
It should be pretty good. And we'll share some pictures of that at the end of this video, which is going to happen right now. Until next time, make sure everyone has fun at the table, and we'll see you then.
Bye.